There was a man standing in her room. Fran knew it was a man because she could hear him breathing heavily, as though he had water in his lungs, or his throat had been cut. Or perhaps he had been running all his life to stand there at the end of her bed at that particular moment, on that particular night. She knew that he could hurt her. That is what made her most afraid. Not of the things he would do, but of the things he could. Nothing was inconceivable. The possibilities were endless once the box had been opened. The man hesitated in a rapture of power, absolute and incontrovertible. Fran understood that whatever she did next would determine what he would do next, and all the things after that, and then that one final terrible thing. Or perhaps she was wrong. Perhaps nothing she could do would change the order of things that he had predetermined. And was there enlightenment, she wondered, in the knowledge that everything he did was predetermined? Was there freedom in accepting the futility of her own actions? Fran closed her eyes and whispered calmly, simply, so as not to provoke the man who stood at the end of her bed, "She's behind you." But the room was as empty as it had always been. Fran did not need to open her eyes to know that now she was alone. She turned onto her side and listened to the voices downstairs, to the older woman, Rhea, reminiscing in the sitting room, to the endless say-so of the wind. The wind was a song that never stopped singing, sometimes played kettle drums with the bin lids and jerry cans in the tool shed outside, sometimes sang treble through the gaps in the tiles. It was a mischievous entity, the wind, both performer and performance, composer and opus, everywhere at once and yet nowhere to be held accountable. When the song did rest for a minute or two, the women downstairs thought that it might have finally passed away, though it had not ended at all, of course, but merely crescendoed to some unimaginable altitude where the air was thin, to fall back to earth with the weight of mountains, a fanfare of trumpets.